What's up, guys? This is Will Williams back with you, and what I'm showing you here today is the worm bin right over there. It's one of my worm bins. I have two of them. Just, just do things together to recycle it and make anything happen. That goes to say that you can make anything work with just a little bit of, passion to do it. So, what we have here is I just took a couple scoops out, put it on a paper, piece of paper. It's more practical to put it on a cardboard because if you're like me, I'm kind of lazy, so I kind of like just been packing this up for a long time now. So it's been getting a little moist. I haven't really been on it as good, but as you can see, I have a little bit here. You can see it there. Oops, sorry, had to get a mosquito. But anyways, you get my drift. So what I do is I dump it out, and naturally I make it where it's kind of in the light. So naturally the worms want to go down and bury. So I do a nice little mound, and this is maybe a tenth of what I really have in there. I have so much in there, and I have another whole bin that's still working. So. But I'm just going to do a little bit at a time, and this will go a long way. So what I've done is, like I said, I just piled it up, and you see little seeds there. Little seeds right there. Those are the little eggs, I mean. And one here. There's a bunch of them throughout there. But anyways, I just take the top and get a couple of seeds. And you may get some really tiny little worms, baby worms that just hatched. But for the most part, these big guys, oh, is that a seed? Okay. These big guys, they bury down. So, see, you could just start scraping. See, I have all this. Just scraping. And then, get on the outside. See, all that's just nice, good. Gooey worm castings. You see here, just throw that in the bin. Going on the outside. And just play with it, see, so you get one that's hiding in a little, maybe you have a little seed that's breaking down, or get off, or a piece of paper that hasn't fully broken down yet. You can sift them out with your hands. See, like this little guy right there. Just take him out. Take that little piece, throw it in there. This little edge. You can already start seeing them all down in there. All in the bottom. There's thousands of worms in here. You see there's a tiny itty bitty one, but I'm not worried about that. He's not gonna mess up some of my pots. See, I don't want my pot to have a bunch of worms in it because I think that they continue to eat and they might eat my roots of my plants. I'm not sure, but I just don't want the I used to be real lazy and just didn't care how many worms I get. Sometimes I would do it on purpose to take worms and introduce it to my grounds. So my grounds would continually be eating worms. I mean, worms would be eating organic matter, like the mulch, because I have all wood chips and stuff. So I wanted to introduce worms. I bought, when I first started, I think 250 worms. So I was like, you know what? They reproduce if I do it right. I don't need to buy 2,000 worms or 4,000 worms and spend all that money. I just buy a little bit of worms. The breed that I want, you might want the African night crawlers. Those are really good. Or the But I just got the regular red wiggler worms. Red wiggler worms. I think it was like maybe off of Amazon. Jim's box, I think it was something like that. It was like a, but he had different counts. I got the very minimum. 250 worms, and now, like I said, I had so many worms that when I first did the first loading of this, I scooped it all out with the worms because I had so many worms in there, and I would just throw it to my pots, introduce it to my pots or wherever I was throwing it in the garden. And hopefully that'll multiply. But I don't need to do that anymore. I think I did that enough. So now I'm doing it the real way and getting it out. So I have just pure castings. Look at this guy. This is already just straight castings. This is a 3-gallon bucket. And man, that thing's already a quarter full. In no time. Like I said, you let the couple little critters go. Then bury his way down in there. Get the top part. Get all that good yummy. If you get a cardboard in there, you could throw it in with it. Just make sure there's no worms on it. Now mine is a little bit too moist for my liking. This is definitely some low scoops that I got from the bottom. So when it's too wet, what you want to do is throw more cardboard or if it's too stinky, cardboard is your best friend when it comes to composting. The carbon in there absorbs the moisture, absorbs the smell, and I think chemically it might reduce methane or something like that, which is what builds up in the breaking down process when it's too moist. Methane gases. So as you can see, just in this short 8 minutes of time, I've gotten a lot. I'd say this whole process maybe 30 minutes. Maybe you really, what is this? Is this organic matter or not? Oh. Guess that is a piece of organic matter, but it's not breaking down much. I guess this is a seed of some sort. Oh well. Go back to the earth. So as you can see, you can move it through here pretty quickly. You just can't go too deep at one time. You gotta like skim the top. Skim around. Let them bad boys work for you. Maybe over here. Just give them time to Give them time to scoot in. Because, you know, worms are lazy. You know, they live a good old life. They sit around and they just move slowly and eat food. Kind of like I do. I am just lazy and eat a bunch of food. And poop. I think the difference is their poop is like gold. Mine's just stinky. Maybe I should edit that part out, huh? Alright, here's a good example of what really not to compost. I mean, you can, it will break down, but look at that worm sticking out of there. So there's a bunch of worms in here. I'm just gonna leave this. This is that's a seed. Here's another seed. This one, beginning, I was just throwing a bunch of seeds in there. And they just grow in there, but they're really hard to break down. They take a while, and you have to kind of work it at it. Like, so if I pulled this out and I wanted to break that down, I would have to crack it, break it down into small pieces, and eventually it'll get broken down quicker. But they will eat it. It just takes a lot longer. A lot longer for them to break that down. So we'll just keep moving along. Oop. And a worm in there. And help them down. Will disappear. Okay, now it's gonna start getting to the part where I'm gonna, because now let me see, my bucket is half full. What I'm gonna do is almost half full. I'm gonna get a little bit more, and then it's gonna be a bunch of worms, so I'm not gonna be able to sift that. I'm gonna take that and introduce all those worms to my new bin, and so the gray one there, we take all these and throw it into the gray one that's newly stuff breaking down. I'm still adding to, because I think I need a little more bigger army to break that stuff down quicker. It's getting a lot of gnats in it. And then the blue one, I'm just gonna leave. I'm not gonna throw anything in there for like a month. I'm gonna let it break down all that stuff that's existing in there, all the cardboard and everything like that. So when I look at it, it's gonna be all worm castings with a cardboard. I have has this proprietary mail laying around. I ordered these online. You can get boxes, cardboard boxes, for free online, but I was using them to ship some plants that I have, and I got the small mailing tube, and look how large those things are, man. I could get like a full banana plant in that. So if I'm thinking about starting to sell little baby banana plants, and I'll just ship them in these containers here online as starter plants, because I have all kind of cool banana plants. I have manzana banana, which is the apple banana. I have the blue java banana, the muahua banana. I got plantain plants. I got just rare variety, Spanish variety plants that are amazing. But anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. But anyway, so yeah, so I use that box. I'll just cover it, one sheet, cover it, and then everything under there will be eaten up from the worms. So all the cardboard, all that stuff, all get disintegrated until they'll be starving, and they can starve for a good week. And so that's why I'm gonna give it like a month and a week, month and a half, or something like that. And then I'm gonna get all that out. But before I let it sit, I'm actually gonna probably introduce a little bit more cardboard, just so it can soak up the moisture. Because if you notice on the bottom of this, see all that moisture? See, you probably can't see it as clear, but that's a lot of moisture. That's kind of like sticky and gooey. And if you buy worm castings in the bag, professionally done, it's not gooey like this. And that little guy didn't want to go. And seeing this gooiness, because sometimes miss a worm, like right there. good. And it's okay if you get 1 or 2 worms in there, man. You ain't gotta get all crazy about it, but if I could help it, straighten as many worms as I can out of there. Just like that. Just like that. See that there? All that nice gooiness. No worms. But as you get closer, you see all those bad boys down in there? This is avocado skins. See some of these worms, they're getting tired. They're buried down as far as they can go, and they're like, okay, guy, leave me alone. And also some of these big pieces, you can have some pieces left. Like I said, avocado skins. Just put that all to the side. I'm trying to think what this is. It is organic. Man, I don't like breaking down. The ants don't like it. Just 2 little pieces of that. Don't know what that is. Alright guys, so I'm gonna come back when it's all finished to show you my next step, okay? Alright, so now we're back, and now you can see how now you just go like this, juggle a little bit so the worms get loose, and then you have nothing in your hand basically. So you just massage it, just jump a little bit, juggle a little bit, juggle a little bit. They all knot up. and they're wigglers, so they naturally want to cling to each other. So it makes it real easy. Just get the castings all the way down. And it's like they're so beautiful. They all will die together if they die. They'll cling up to each other. Just shade each other as a defense. You see that? Still nice worm casting all the way down to there. You just juggle it up. Look at it. Throw the rest in there. Juggle up. Go in there. Now at this point, you're gonna get baby ones in there. Most part, you're good. See? Look at that. Didn't think you could go all the way that far, huh? And they all just will be a heaven of worms. But folks, that is how you do it. So like I said, I'll take these worms. I mean, look at this. It's a 3-gallon bucket, man. This is like not even a tenth of what I have. It's so much. And this is all the stuff, scraps from your waste. They were otherwise going to go to the landfill and create methane gas. But no, you could get some really good stuff to put in your garden. And the plants will love this stuff. Absolutely love it. And I have a whole lot of plants. Alright, so that's about it. That's about all the worm castings I'm going to get out of this. And so what I'll do is all these worms, these little stress guys will go right back in. But they'll go into my new bin. Alright, so I gotta let you guys go. But that's what you got left.